The 500 most richest people in the world lost $500 billion yesterday.
Just the world's 500 richest people just lost a staggering $500 billion in just 2 days, marking the largest two-day drop ever recorded by Bloomberg Billionaires Index. This massive wealth wipeout shows how fast markets can shift, and even the wealthiest aren't immune. Whether it's tech stocks, interest rate fear, or global instability, something big just rattled the financial elite. Stay alert, because when they lose this much, it usually sends ripples everywhere.
Wonder if all of these big, wealthy CEOs of these Fortune 500 companies are now regretting donating millions of dollars to Donald Trump. Like, for example, Tim Cook, Apple CEO, donated $1 million to Donald Trump's inaugural fund. Apple has now lost over $250 billion, with a B, dollars in market value since Donald Trump announced his new tariffs. And since Donald Trump got elected, $10 trillion, with a T, has been erased from the stock market in the United States, losing people all around the country a bunch of money. So I wonder if all these people are now regretting supporting Donald Trump and donating so much money to his inaugural fund because they thought he was going to be so good for business. He was going to bring jobs back and make the economy great for everybody. No, he's crashing the economy for everybody. And that's the reality.
There's nothing poetic, almost cinematic about a group of billionaires losing $500 billion as a direct result of policies they have put into motion. This weren't passive bystanders. Many of them, wrote checks, posed for photo ops, and cheered loudly when Trump descended that escalator and promised to put America first. Now they are watching their stock portfolios bleed, their companies rattle, and their carefully curated empires tremble, thanks to the very economic granites they pay to have lobbied, right? This, my friends, it's what the internet so aptly calls F around and find out. Hey guys, welcome back again to my channel. It's so good to have you. Thank you so much for clicking when you saw this video. So in today's video, we're looking at some of this Trumpies, okay, who are billionaires that ended up supporting the current administration and currently finding out because they voted against their own interests and the stock market generally, they are losing lots of money after all that they did. Some of them donated to the inauguration and all that, and now they are finding out. Anyway, let's just check out some clips I've had for you guys, then we'll come back and we'll talk more. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Okay, please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, do give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see it, and credit to all creators on this video. Let's go watch, then we come back with our commentary.
$300 billion wiped out of Apple's market capitalization in one day alone. A record for Apple because of its exposure to Asian nations, which now have tariffs jacked right up. When I talk about exposure, I talk about their production. Yes, Apple's been trying to move out of China, but a lot of iPhones, iPads, Macs are still made in that nation. And now you've got tariffs in excess of 50% for the goods that are made in China being shipped to the US, not to mention the fact that they've diversified into other nations which are also hit. India, 27% tariff, but that's where they make AirPods and other products. You think Vietnam, Malaysia, Thailand, all of these countries helping them make iPods, iPads, Macs, and they too have some of them tariffs in excess of 46%. This is going to really hit margin. One analyst saying this is likely to blow up Apple. And they say that it's hard to believe, Rosenblatt Securities, that Trump wants to blow up an American icon, but it's very hard to see it in any other way right now. Some analysts out there more optimistic that an exemption will be made. Jefferies, for example, thinking that their base case is still that Apple will be excluded in some way on iPhones. Otherwise, you are going to hit profits, and no wonder you're seeing the shares slump so much. But we've seen all of Magnificent Seven hit, whether in semiconductor space, which actually got a carve out, but people feeling that gets so much of their products from Asian nations, that's still going to be an issue. And then you've got the overhanging issue of EU and what they're going to do in retaliation. That's why Meta's down, Alphabet's down, because of digital service taxes maybe going up. This is a massive day on the markets to the downside. And it's as we see trade upended with the idea that more manufacturing comes back to the United States. But that's going to take time.
I've made a few posts about Trumpies that are upset that they're being affected in a Trump presidency and they're kind of waking up or whatever. And I've had a few comments where people are like, well, go look at their page. Like they're listening now. They're listening. Like you got to give them some grace. No, love. We told you for fucking months about this shit, right? It was a open book fucking test and you still failed. And it's not even like you failed like a 60. No, like you didn't even get a 10 on this shit. That's how bad you fucking failed. So why would I, as the teacher, go and give you a 100 after that. And, oh, it's okay. No, bitch, it's not. You fucking failed a open book test. Now you have to go do your own shit to make sure you don't fail the next one. It's not for me to kiss your ass. Oh, it's okay. No, bitch, you go make it okay. You go do something to fix your mistake because you made that mistake, not me. Then if you think about why they failed this open book test, it was racism. So why am I going to kiss a bitch ass that's racist? Fuck you. Because you knew that there was racism in the campaign. You just didn't give a fuck. Either you liked it and you voted for it or you didn't care. Same fucking thing.
The recent rollout of Trump's proposed tariffs and economic policies has sent the stock market into a tailspin. A broad 10% tariff on all imports, that's not strategic, it's economic self-sabotage disguised as nationalism. Investors know that, economists know that, and now billionaires are learning the hard way. Tech giants, retail empires, manufacturing behemoths all took massive hits. Stock plummeted, valuations dropped, and just like that, an estimated of 500 billion in wealth evaporated, not from the pockets of the average Americans. They already lost that battle at the grocery store, but from the private jets and ocean view mansions of the 1%. What's wide? These are the same people who claimed champagne glasses when Trump promised to bulldoze global trade norms and win for America. Now they are learning that tariffs don't just hurt China, they don't just hit Mexico, they don't only affect outsiders, they slam Americans companies, especially the globalized ones that rely on international supply chains, foreign labor, and imported materials. In other words, the billionaires. This is an FO. The principle of FO is simple. You roll the dice with reckless behavior, thinking you are untouchable. You poke the beast, you break the system for short-term gain, but eventually the system breaks you right back. That's what happened, or that's what's happening. These billionaires helped unleash a political ideology that thrives on chaos, nationalism, and short-sighted wins. And now they're finding out that it means when that ideology turns inward toward the very markets and industries they built their fortunes on, you can only ride the populist tiger for so long before it turns and bites you. What's particularly telling is how quiet and many of these billionaires have become. They have become so quiet, the same ones who lined up behind Trump's 2017 tax cuts are now nervously watching the financial statement. A few have begun whispering regret behind closed doors, questioning the wisdom of enabling someone who governs by whim and grievance.
All right. As you guys know, I am always keeping my eye out for good news. And I did find some more good news today. Tesla stock. So today's Friday, April 4th. Tesla stock lost another 10% of its value today. And that cost Elon Musk $12 billion worth of his wealth. Just today. Elon Musk lost $12 billion today. And that's after he pissed away $22 or $25 million of his own money trying to buy a seat on the Wisconsin State Supreme Court. And that didn't work. Since December, we all saw, so after Election Day, and how amazing is this? How amazing is this? Immediately after Election Day in November, the investor class was so fucking hopped up on the fact that Donald Trump got reelected. Stock market shot up. Elon Musk's net worth skyrocketed. It almost doubled shortly after Election Day because stocks were going through the roof. Peaking in, I think it was like the first or second week of December. The stock market was up over 45,000 points. Tesla was valued, its market cap was $1.5 trillion. Elon Musk had added something like $200 billion to his net worth. But then beginning in mid-December, and they all gained all of that wealth while Joe Biden was still president. But since mid-December, Tesla has lost more than 50% of its value. It's now worth somewhere around $700 billion, down from $1.5 trillion. Elon Musk has lost over $200 billion of his net worth. He lost $12 billion just today. And since mid-December, going through inauguration day to the last few days, where it's the stock market has just fucking cratered. The stock market went from 45,000 points to close today at like 38,000 points. So it's lost 7,000 points. Hang on one second. I mean, so the NASDAQ and the S&P have both lost, one of them has lost over 20% of its value. So that's officially a bear market, because you have to hit 20% to be a bear market. Otherwise, it's just a correction. But the stock market, the Dow Jones has lost like 16 or 17% of its value just since December, less than 4 months, because of the policies of fucking dipshit Hitler. One guy is cratering everything. One guy. And his support. I saw my friend Cricket put up a video with a tweet from a guy who's in the investor class who was just like, I don't care if I lose all of my money in the stock market. Tariffs are worth it and will make the United States great again. Their minds are broken. They're in a cult. They are never, ever again going to rejoin polite society. It is not going to happen. They have lost their minds. Gone.
A few are going public. Why? Because doing so would mean admitting they were wrong, that they misjudged the cost of playing political games, that they didn't just make a bad investment, they help bankroll the collapse of economic stability. And billionaires hate to look foolish more than they hate to lose money. This moment is bigger than just a handful of wealthy elites leaking their wounds. Is a wake-up call about the dangers of economic populism without foresight. Tariffs at face value sound like strength. They are sold to the public as a tool to protect American jobs and punish bad actors, but in reality they are blunt forced trauma to a deeply interconnected economy. Companies don't just manufacture in America anymore, they source, assemble, and sell globally. When Trump launches a trade war to score political points, it's not just foreign economies that flinch, it's American corporations, stakeholders, and yes, billionaires who take the heat. The irony is thick. These ultra wealthy donors thought they were playing for the chairs. Turns out they were just pawns in a game they didn't fully understand. The big question now is, will they learn from this? Will the billionaire class realize that enabling erratic populism is ultimately bad for business, bad for the market, and bad for capitalism itself? Or will they double down, convince themselves that these were just a temporary blip and wait for another tax cut carrot to get dangled? Only time will tell. But on this clear, the FAFO, and this time the consequences came with a 9-figure price tag. Oh my god. As average Americans still grapple with high food prices, rising rent, and shrinking paycheck, there is a certain dark satisfaction in watching billionaires finally feel the sting of the policies they help champion. No, it won't make groceries cheaper or fix a broken system, but at least for a moment, there is a rare kind of justice in watching the ultra rich find out what happens when you play economic roulette and a demagogue. You can write all the checks in the world, but in the end, you can buy immunity for chaos. Anyway, guys, let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Please go ahead and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already. Okay, share your thoughts with me in the comment section. Let me know what you think about today's video, and please don't forget to subscribe to the channel. Give this video a thumbs up so that more people can see. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. I look forward to seeing you next. Bye, guys.